We passed 18 prop firm challenges in a row using this Forex EA or robot or expert advisor. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly how it works. I'm going to show you the proof that we did in fact do this. And my guess is you're probably watching this video because you're wanting the best EA possible for passing prop firm challenges. And I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what I believe is the best prop firm passing EA on the market. And I'll show you in fact that we have passed 18 in a row. I'll show you the fact that it not only has worked for myself, but literally for hundreds of other people. As you can see here, I mean, we have testimonial after testimonial after testimonial of people using this EA to pass prop firm challenges and get funded. So if you're looking for the best Forex EA for passing prop firm challenges, then make sure you watch this entire video. Okay, in this video, I'm going to explain the best prop firm passing EA on the market, and I'll actually give you the opportunity to try this and only pay for it if it does in fact help you get funded. And if it doesn't help you get funded, not only will I refund the cost of the actual EA, but I'll actually refund the cost of your challenge fees as well. We're currently doing that, and I know nobody else is doing that. You can see more of that at propfarming.com. But with that being said, I've tested a lot of EAs. When I first came into the world of Forex trading, I started trading with EAs or robots, and I actually went off and I probably tested maybe like 100 or more different expert advisors on the market. And as you know, there's complete marketplaces filled with these expert advisors, and the reality is that the vast majority of them are not very good at all. And there's a lot of them that are advertised to be these amazing performing robots, but when you actually take it out and you take it to the live market, they actually suck and they don't perform as well as advertised. And so I went through this long journey of testing tons and tons of different EAs and different robots on the market. And really what I wanted to do was to find one that could help me pass prop firm challenges. And I couldn't find anything. And so essentially what we decided to do was actually to build our own. And so this was quite the process. We built one, we call it Titan X. And after we built it, we realized that it was good, but it wasn't that good. And it was having some success here and there, but it was kind of sporadic. And we had a few people that were on our team that were trading this robot, and we started to see that there was some sort of success that was happening with it. And so what we did was we actually hired a full-time like research and development department. So people that are constantly testing and optimizing as well as developing this EA. We went off and we bought like tons of different EAs on the market to see what features and strategies actually work and what doesn't. We basically combined it all into this super behemoth Goliath, I don't know what the word is, but basically this super bot that we created called Titan X at this point. And essentially it's been in the development and optimization for the past 3 years. And we finally got it to a point where it's performing really, really good. And you don't have to take my word for it. You could come inside of our Discord community and you can see it's pretty much every day that we have people that are passing prop firm challenges, specifically using a Forex robot that we call Titan X. And again, I'm going to bore you a little bit with all the testimonials because I want you to understand that this is something that does in fact work. And I'm going to explain how it works in just a second. But I want you to know that if you are watching this video, this is all proven by data. This is not some BS, somebody just talking about it. This is actual real results, and you can come and ask our customers too if you want to. So here's the deal. So we went off and we built this robot, and essentially what we did is we did a test, essentially like a prop firm challenge test every single week since January of 2021. So almost 2 years worth of data here. And as you can see here, we're using the FTMO challenge. Okay, if you're unfamiliar with FTMO, this is probably the biggest prop firm that's available. And if you're not really familiar with their rules and how it all works, it's really pretty simple. For the 100K challenge for FTMO, you have phase 1 and then you have phase 2. Phase 1, you basically have to do a profit goal of 10%. With no more than 5% drawdown in a day and no more than 10% drawdown overall. And then for phase 2, you basically have 60 days to do essentially a 5% profit target with no more than 10% loss overall and 5% drawdown total. Now, this is one of the harder prop firms to actually pass. So if you're using something, like true Forex funds, then essentially the results are going to be even better than what I'm going to show you now, because it is easier. You only have to do like an 8% profit target and a 4% profit target. So it is quite a bit easier. But with that being said, let me show you what we did. So this is the phase 1 box here, and then this is the phase 2 box here, okay? And so essentially what we'd do is we'd start it at the top of each week. So January 4th, we started, and we saw that, in 9 days, we had actually failed the challenge, okay? You can see January 25th, we started a new one, and we passed the challenge, and it took us about 9 days to pass, right? And so that's all we did, is we went through here and we took a ton of these different challenges every single week to see how often are we going to pass and how often are we going to fail. And if you take a look at the numbers here, you can see that we had 63 passes for phase 1 and 20 fails for phase 2. 20 fails for the phase 1, which averaged a pass rate of about 76%. Now, on average, to pass phase 1, which is that 10% profit target, it took us about 11 days to do so. Now, with phase 2, we did the exact same thing. Now, obviously, we only need to do a 5% profit target, so our pass rate was higher. It was 85.7%. We had 72 passes, and we had 12 fails, and it took us an average of about 4 days. So we ended up getting our funded rate, which is essentially multiplying our phase 1 times our phase 2 pass rate. And essentially, we're getting funded 65% of the time. You may be thinking, well, you don't get funded 100% of the time or 90% of the time. And let me explain why you don't actually need to do that and why that's pretty much impossible to do, especially if you're trading some sort of Forex EA or Forex robot. Now, I will also show you here that we did have this phase here from April 5th to August 2nd, where we literally passed 18 times in a row, as you can see here, which is pretty amazing. If you look at this, 18 times in a row is pretty freaking sweet. So let me go ahead and draw this home of why this is so powerful, being able to get funded 65% of the time. And again, if you're using a prop firm like True Forex Funds or My Forex Funds or some of the other prop firms, these are like 20% easier to pass, so these numbers could be even higher. Now, in full transparency, these are backtest resulted data, right? So this means that there is slight differences in backtest versus live market environment, but we've been running it live forward for long enough, and we've had enough people pass that we know that the numbers are somewhat similar to what we're seeing here from the back-tested data. So I put together this, what we call prop farming calculator, and essentially what it shows is it shows the numbers. And by the way, if this is exciting to you and you would like to actually try this for yourself and only pay for it if it does in fact get you funded, and if it doesn't, then we'll actually refund your challenge fees, then go to propfarming.com. I don't know if we're always going to be running this offer this way, but it'll still be great. Go to propfarming.com and you can see more about like how this works on this page right here. So the calculator states that essentially these blue boxes is where we input our data, and then these white boxes is going to spit out a number, which is going to be important for us telling the effectiveness of the system. So phase 1 basically had a pass rate of about 76%, and phase 2 had a pass rate of about 86%. Now I put in our challenge account size, which was $100,000. The challenge fee, I put $500. That seems to be kind of average across the board. And the profit split about 80%. Now for your prop firm, maybe it's, a little bit more, a little bit less, but you'll just put in your numbers there, right? So it spits out a funded ratio of about 65%, and it gives me a cost per funded account of $769. That means because we're not passing 100% of the time, and as prop farmers, we understand that we don't need to pass 100% of the time in order to actually make money long term and in order to have a really serious edge. So with that being said, we need to take about like 1.5 prop firm challenges on average in order to get funded. So on average, it should cost us about $769. Now, here is where it gets actually even more exciting, is we can see the profit per challenge for strategy 1. What does that mean? That just means on our funded account, let's say that we went and used this strategy for phase 1, which has a 10% profit target. And for strategy 2, we just use phase 2, which only goes for a 5% profit target, but has slightly higher odds. And as you can see here, if you're using these numbers and you have a 76% chance of making a 10% profit target, that means on average, per challenge that you take, which each challenge is around $500 in this case, you should make around $4,275. That means that you have like a 1 to 8.55 risk to reward ratio, which is pretty freaking good, right? Now, if you use strategy 2, which basically you're just going for a 5% profit target, then you basically for every $500, you should on average make about $2,555, or you should have like a 1 to 5.11 risk to reward ratio, which is also pretty impressive. So in conclusion, this is our data that we found. I've tested so many different EAs. It's crazy. We've built a whole research and development department that's constantly testing different EAs, different strategies, different stuff. And this is what we have concluded is like the golden goose, at least for us, that's worked the best in back testing as well as in forward testing. And the great thing about this is that our team is constantly optimizing and trying to improve and beat the strategy. So there's a high probability that these numbers that I'm showing you now could be the worst numbers that we ever see, because we do expect with our can I approach or constant never-ending improvement, we do expect these results to get even better and better over time as we develop better and better strategies. So if you'd like to give this a try or learn more about this, go to propfarming.com. And if you did find this video helpful, then go ahead, like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and we'll see you in a future video.